Hello everyone. This week we're going to read in the Torah two parashiyot, Chukat and Balak. Parashat Chukat and Balak. In Israel, they're only going to read only one parasha, Parashat Balak. Candlelighting for New York, Brooklyn, New York, will be 8:12, and Shabbat is over 9:20, according to Rav Moshe Weinstein. I would like to say a few words on this week's Parsha, Parashat Balak. We know the story, the whole story of Balak and Bilam. Balak hires Bilam to come and to curse Jewish nation. He wanted to curse them and to destroy, Jewish people. And what happens is, on the way, when Bilam goes on the way, he goes on his donkey, and the donkey stops him 3 times. Okay, and then he has conversation, like we know he has a conversation with his donkey, and then later on the donkey tells him, listen, you hit me 3 times, and the reason why I stop is because there's an angel, and the angel shows up, and he sees an angel. Bilam sees an angel, and what's interesting, the pasuk says, "Veigal Hashem et einei Bilam," and Hashem opened up the eyes of Bilam. Veyaret malach Hashem, and he saw an angel of Hashem, Nitzav, was standing b'derech on the road, v'charbo shelufa biyado, and his sword, with a sword drawn in his hand. Vayikot, and he bowed, vayishtachu la'apav. And he bowed down, and he bowed himself on his face. So that's the pasuk. Now, so what's interesting is he sees an angel. He sees an angel, and that angel was there to stop him, that he should not go. Now, but what's interesting is, we know in Hebrew, there's like 2 terminologies. There's a Hashem, and then there's Elokim. Hashem is the name of mercy. Elokim is the name of Din. Now, it says here there was a Malach Hashem, an angel of Hashem, which means the angel of mercy. But that same angel of mercy was holding a sword in his hand. He was holding a sword in his hand. What's interesting, like, why would angel of mercy was holding a sword in his hand? So the answer is that he was trying to stop him. He did not kill him, but he was trying to stop him. So why was he holding the sword? So commentaries explain was because, in order to tell him, you're trying to go against the Jewish nation's power, which means the Jewish nation's power is in their mouth. So you're also trying to use your mouth to go against Jewish people, to fight them. So I'm also going to raise my sword to try to stop you, which represents sword. The hand represents a non-Jewish nation. Okay, which means I'm here to stop you. Okay, that's the first explanation. But Rav Pam, he gives a nice observation. He says that sometimes in our life, he says, there's an angel of mercy. Not always is it like, looks nice and merciful and beautiful and everything looks beautiful. No, sometimes the angel of mercy holds a sword in his hand. Sometimes he needs to have a sword in his hand, and the explanation is like this: he needs to have the sword in his hand for our own good, in order to help us. For example, let's give an example. Let's say if someone was in shidduchim, he wants to get married, he's dating, or let's say a girl, she's dating a boy, or a boy is dating a girl, and they dating, everything's going nice, and suddenly, boom, something happens and it didn't work out. and it's very devastating, in both sides, for a boy and a girl. They get hurt and this and that, and they ask themselves, why did this happen? Why did this have to happen? But maybe the answer is Hashem had to send that angel of mercy. It is a mercy angel, but that mercy angel had a sword in his hand, which means he had to cut this shidduch, which means maybe it's better to stop it now than later on, to prevent that divorce or to prevent that terrible marriage that they're going to have, in future. So that angel of mercy, he came and he stopped it. And how did he stop it? With a sword, which means it hurts. Yes, it hurts. It hurts the boy and it hurts the girl. Or let's say, let's give another example. Someone, he was fired from his job, which feels so terrible. People, they're fired from their job and they feel like, what am I going to do now in my life? That's it. It's hard for me. It's this and that. But sometimes, because they were fired, they see a new opportunities in their life. They find different jobs and they become so happy. And they're happy because they were fired from that job. But at the moment, it feels so painful. It's like it's an angel of mercy, but he has a sword in his hand. And sometimes you need that sword. You need that angel of mercy to have a sword. Or let's say, like we know, all of us know, or those who remember by 9/11 stories. There were a few people who came. They came and they were about to get the train, and they went downstairs and they missed the train, or the alarm clock didn't work on time, or a few days before 9/11, they were fired from work, from their job. So at that moment, of course, people felt, what's going on? But of course, that was the angel of mercy. But of course, he had a sword, which means at that moment it felt painful for us. But we have to remember that angel was the angel of mercy. I would like to say, a story that happened with Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky. Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky, he came from Europe. He was trying to apply for a job, for a rabbinical job in a certain town, and they had two candidates, him and somebody else, and that town decided to choose somebody else in Europe. This was a pre-war incident, story that happened. So they chose him. They chose the other candidate, and not Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky. Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky, now he had no choice, so he decided to come to America. He came to America. He went to Seattle, Washington. He went to Toronto, and then at the end he came to Brooklyn, New York, and he eventually became a Rosh Yeshiva of Torah Vadat. He became a Rosh Yeshiva of Torah Vadat. He became a gadol in America. Now, what happened to the other Rav? You know what happened to the other Rav? The other Rav, probably he passed away together with his kehillah during the Holocaust. So Hashem, Hashem had different plans for Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky. Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky had different plans. Hashem had different plans for him. It's like he was using, like we were saying, he was using the angel of mercy, and that angel of mercy together with the sword. So many times we have all these incidents that are happening in our life, and at the moment when it happens, it hurts us, and we ask many questions. Why did this have to happen? Why? But we have to realize sometimes angel of mercy comes with a sword. We're going through coronavirus and everything. I know in New York it's Baruch Hashem, it's becoming much better. Now, if we realize during those 3 months that we were home, quarantine, many people will say that something good happened in my life. I started davening better. I was davening much longer. I built certain relationship with my family. I started doing things which I never did in my life. Of course, good things, and of course, some people's life it's changed, for good. So it's the same concept that we see. There was, angel of mercy, but of course he comes with life. He comes with a sword. So the message that we take from here: not everything that looks bad is really bad. Sometimes an angel of mercy, he has a sword, and he comes with a sword sometimes. Have a great Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.